Hi everyone, today I'm going to be going through a class on how to use the yoga wheel. It's been another little while since we've done a class with this prop, so I thought today we'd do a bit of a new sequence on some standing poses that you can do to help to stretch into your hips and hamstrings. So we're going to begin in a forward fold position. You can bring your feet hip width apart or even a little bit wider, and just bend your knees so that you've got a soft bend there in the legs, allowing your whole upper body to relax forward, just like you usually would for your forward fold. Now in this position here, you can have your hands resting on your wheel to act as a bit of a platform to rest your arms and your shoulders. If you've got a little bit more space there, you might even rest your head onto your hands or onto your fists, resting them on the wheel to support the upper body. I'm starting to feel that release through the lower back, in the shoulders and the arms, and feeling that gentle stretch all the way down the backs of your legs into those hamstrings. If you'd like to go a little further with the stretch, you might start to relax the upper body a little further forward. Remember, you can keep that really deep bend in the knees here. Just staying here for 2 breaths. Decompressing your spine. If this is already enough for you today, feel free to just stay. Otherwise, we're going to add a bit of movement into the back by finding a ragdoll pose. We're using the wheel by threading the arms through the wheel, grabbing the opposite forearms or elbows, just like you usually would with your ragdoll. And then you can lift the wheel off, so pressing into the feet, you can straighten your legs a little bit here to have the wheel dangling off the mat. If you're quite flexible, quite open in the hamstrings, you might even straighten your legs or bring the feet a little closer together. To protect your lower back in this position, make sure you're still engaging through the core. You're scooping the belly in. You could even grab the the triceps, grabbing a little higher up towards the shoulders to lift the wheel a little higher away from the mat. And then just like your usual ragdoll, allow the whole upper body to hang forward and just swaying gently side to side. So this addition of the wheel in the ragdoll pose adds a bit of weight to the upper body so that you can hang a little further forward and finding that deep heart release through the entire upper spine. A really good one to do at the end of the day, especially if you've been sitting a lot throughout the day. Just need to stretch back into the backs of the legs and along your back. When you're ready to come out of this pose, you can release the opposite elbows. We're going to bring the fingertips to the wheel. Halfway lift. You can straighten the legs, pressing down into the feet. Reach the chest forward and lengthen your tailbone back. Then when you exhale, bending the knees, letting your whole upper body relax forward. You can relax your head to the hands or to the wheel. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to your halfway lift. Chest lengthening forward, tailbone back. Exhale to fold forward, chin towards the chest. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale to fold forward. Now you can slowly make your way up to a standing position, perhaps just rolling your spine up to standing. We're going to find a lunge position here now. So you can step your right foot a little further forward, bring your left foot back. This is a supported crescent lunge position. We're going to bend into the right knee and then bring the wheel to rest onto the left thigh. Now, really important here, the alignment. We want to make sure that the heel stays underneath the knee, just like in our usual crescent lunge. And then we want to make sure this wheel is resting on the fleshy part of your thigh, so it's not going to dig into your kneecap. And so you could have the wheel maybe resting just above the knee or just a little higher up the thigh. You can bring your hands down to your knee or to your thigh, or you could even bring your hands down to the mat or use a couple of blocks underneath your hands. So a couple of options here to help you with the balance. Keep the back heel lifted and just start to relax the weight of your hips and your thigh, your leg over the wheel. Feeling that stretch there into your hips and your hip flexors. 2 breaths. To add a little bit more, you could even do little forward and back movements, rolling up and down along the thigh, using the hardness of that wheel to give your thigh, your quadricep, a bit of a massage. So this could already be enough. If you've got your hands down, you could now start to walk your hands up towards your front thigh. And if you're in this position here, make sure you're really pulling up through the lower belly, lifting the chest up, so there's a little bit of a stretch there in that lower back. Every exhale, still sitting down into that lunge. Keep pushing down into that front foot. To come out of the pose, you can keep your hands onto your front knee, or you might need to bring your hands down to the mat first. We're just going to push into that front foot, lifting your back thigh off the wheel. Now finding this wide-legged position. Let's turn the feet out to point towards the sides. Turn your wheel now to point in the direction that you're facing. Okay, and then keeping the wheel underneath your shoulders here first. You can do little movements here, side to side with the hips, with your legs to feel into the hips. And you'll notice a bit of a difference in those two sides of your hips. Okay, and now we're going to add a side stretch. You can bring your wheel over to your left foot, pointing out to the side in a diagonal. Remember that the direction that the wheel is facing is the direction that it's going to roll. You're still pressing down into the feet to help with the balance, still trying to keep your legs really strong, pulling up through the kneecaps and engaging your thighs. Keep your palms resting on top of the wheel as you push it forward. So you're inhaling here. Each exhale, you might be able to push the wheel just a little further forward. Try to relax your shoulders, relax your chest, and you can relax your gaze back. Trying to feel that stretch there into the shoulders and the arms. Stretching all the way down the right side of the body, down into the right side of your lower back. 2 breaths. And then pushing down into the feet, you can slowly roll back up, rolling that wheel in. And then now coming to the second side, so still gripping down into the mat with your feet, pointing your wheel out to the right in that diagonal. And then inhaling here, exhale to push your wheel out to the right, roll it forward, folding forward towards the right side, stretching into the left side of your body, into this left side of your lower back, and stretching a little deeper into the right hamstrings. 2 breaths. Okay, and then to come out, again, you can roll back up. Bring that wheel back to center. This time we're going to point both feet forward, toes pointing forward, all 10 toes in line. And we're just going to roll the wheel straight out in front. So just pushing it forward here this time and relaxing your chest. You might stay here, relaxing the shoulders and the elbows here in this position, or even just keeping your hands, your forearms stacked over the wheel, relaxing your head there onto the wheel. Otherwise, for that deeper stretch, start to push the wheel a little further forward, and then see if you can sink that chest down, kind of like a puppy pose, sinking the chest. Feeling that stronger stretch all the way down your back body. Two breaths. And again, to come out of this pose, just roll that wheel back in. You can push against the wheel to help you stand all the way up. And now we're just going to turn those left toes out. We're going to find that crescent lunge on this side. So you can point that wheel to face the back of the mat. Bend into your front knee. Lightly rest your right thigh down onto the wheel now. Again, option to just bring your hands here, or you can bring your hands down to your mat to help with the balance. You can use your hands to help adjust the wheel into place. Keep the back heel lifted, chest lifted. When you exhale, you can start to relax the weight of your legs, relax the weight of your hips over that wheel. Feeling that little massage already into the right thigh. Feeling the stretch into the back of your left thigh. And then you could add your little movements forward and back to roll the wheel up and down along the thigh. Two breaths. And then either staying here with the hands down, or now pressing down into that left foot. You can bring both hands to your knee. Again, pulling the lower belly in to engage your core. You can lift that chest up, finding that little back bend and stretching a little deeper into the right hip flexors. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. Okay, and then you can slowly make your way back to center, lifting that back knee up. You can heel toe both feet a little closer together, and then give those legs a good shake. Hands can just rest on the mat, or you can rest the hands back onto the wheel for support. Okay, and the final pose, we're just going to come back down into the seated position. So you can heel toe the feet back together and sit all the way down onto the hips. We did a lot of forward folds today, so now a final back bend heart opener to finish. Bringing the wheel towards your lower back. You can use your thumbs to hook the wheel in and make sure it's planted firmly against your back. Keep your chin towards your chest as you make your way down. I've got a knot here in my back, so just going to move the wheel a little higher up. And then when you found that place where the wheel doesn't feel like it's going to slide away, where it's sitting quite snugly against your back, you can release your hands, interlace your fingers behind your head, behind your neck to support your neck, and then you can relax the weight of your head, tipping your head back, feeling the stretch into your thoracic spine, that upper spine, opening your elbows out to the sides, stretching into your chest. And just staying here. Letting the wheel support your weight. Give your back body a bit of a massage. And you can just stay here as long as it feels good. Then when you're ready to come out, use your hands to help you bring your head back up. Chin towards the chest. Keeping your chin close to your chest, you can bring your hands back behind you and then push yourself back up to a seated position. And just rolling the shoulders back and down. So something a little bit different with the wheel today. I hope you enjoyed those stretches and learned something new and some different things that you can do with the wheel. I'll link the other 2 classes that I've posted before in the description box below. As always, let me know if you have any questions or comments and leave them in the comment section below. See you next time.